give their presentation and have like a Q&A after, whatever you're comfortable with.
Great. And do you introduce me with the bio at all? Or do I just start?
I don't have your bio. Steph, do you have her bio?
Yeah, I can go ahead and bring that up real quickly. No problem whatsoever. So, Miss Sasha, you are our presenter today, and it's a wonderful experience because we've gotten a chance to talk a couple of times in the past. Miss Sasha Sabbeth, it's Sabbeth, right?
Yes, Sabbath, as in Black Sabbath.
Oh, there we go.
That seems to hit everybody just about right. You know.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so Miss Sasha is the business owner of Your Soul Purpose, Brilliance, and Healing with Sasha Sabbeth. She is also an animal lover, as I've learned about cats specifically. Apparently, I love that. What her mission is to heal the hearts of humanity by bridging the gaps to unleash compassion, personal power through spiritual connection, and radiate success. And she's going to be talking about specifically elements that indicate messages as to whether or not you are living your highest expression of your soul purpose and the connection between success and your soul purpose clarity. Please welcome Sasha Sabbeth.
Hi, welcome to us in our intimate, beautiful group and to the world at large. So actually, I decided that I was going to put a title to this particular talk. And that title is this. I'd like you all to just take a moment, bring your attention back to the here and now, because we're all perhaps scattered hither and yon. So let's just take a deep breath for a minute and exhale. And this is the topic for today. Soul purpose, divine rocket fuel for your success. So what I decided I was going to do today, given the extraordinary times that we are living in right now, especially in our country with the upcoming elections and all the influence of change and transformation and upheaval and chaos going into higher alignment that is happening all over the world, I thought that it was actually perfect timing, Steph and Jennifer, that it was now that we are ending up having my particular interview, given the content that I want to cover. Yes, my mission in this lifetime is to heal the heart of humanity by bridging the gap to unleash compassionate personal power through spiritual connection and radiant success. What I'm going to do in today's talk is to help us all, hopefully, get a really good grip on procrastination and overwhelm, and to see the things that I have found help to become more of the leader, more of the transformational model, more of the everyday, we just got to be real kind of woman and go through life. And here's Angel. So what we're doing today is to look at particular areas that will strengthen your self-empowerment. And I know a lot of people in this particular audience are spiritually conscious people. Some of you are very strongly faith-based. Others of you are into other religions or no particular religion, but you know that there is a powerful God force that is guiding us, that is protecting us, that is the source of our peace, our love, our wisdom. And that is the absolute connection that I am going to be reinforcing today. My presentations are always a religion-free zone because, in fact, from my perspective, we all have the same connection of wisdom, power, God, love, and our purpose of why we're here in this lifetime. Right now, in the United States, we are needed. This commitment to the God force, this commitment to unity is absolutely front center stage right here. And so I actually am going to open up the floor. I want to get a read on what I just said. My question is this: does what I just said, does it resonate with what you're seeing in the world? Just real simple, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Christina dear, what about you? Are you in alignment with what's happening with the flow of what I'm saying?
Correct, yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to just keep on going.
Keep going.
Yes,
I'm taking notes.
yes, do, because there are some things that I absolutely am going to be highlighting. As I said, that I have been working on for myself to stay centered, to stay as the leader that I am, and to encourage you, all of you, at your level of leadership, of your level of showing people what's possible, of how to navigate through what is happening. What is happening is a big deal right now. And I'm not going to run it down, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm sure any of the audiences watching this replay will get what I'm saying. So I'm going to go over and say one thing as a basic mindset that I'm asking you to please embrace throughout this entire talk. And this mindset is procrastination is self-abuse. What? Yes. Procrastination is self-abuse. Now, on the flip side, procrastination can be your best friend. So, oxymoron. And of course, I'm not just going to leave you there. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. The reason it's self-abuse, especially now, I keep coming back to that because I think it is absolutely divine timing that this interview is happening right now in the series of current events. Self-abuse because it means that there is a disconnect between what you know you want to do, what you can do, and you being able to rally the resources within you to do that. That means that a light, a talent, a divine wisdom download, a craving to bring forth certain information or certain projects or certain mission impact is not happening. They're not happening. And that's where the self-abuse comes in, because your soul, your God within, those inner voices, everything that you have become to this point is on hold for that particular project, that particular intention, that particular thing on your to-do list. And it is robbing you of the joy of being a creative force. It is robbing you of the ability to let the circulation of your wisdom and genius move through you. And it's also robbing people of the benefits of whatever it is you want to bring out, whether this has to do with you as a business owner, or you as you and your household, or you doing nonprofit community volunteer stuff, whatever it is. I'm talking about the God moving through you and the success that you absolutely can have and will have and are destined to have. That's the self-abuse side. The best friend side is for those who are willing to stop and pause and say, wait a minute, I'm not doing what I want to do. There is an unnecessary holding myself back. I see the sabotage that I'm doing. I see that I'm going off to vacuum the rug and wash the dishes and do the laundry when I really should be sitting down and writing out this outline or contacting people to help me market something. I'm not going to do that anymore. The best friend is, let's see what's really going on. Can any of you relate to that? Because you're all powerful ladies, so just give me some kind of a quick insight. Jen, you're nodding your head. So just tell me what you think about what I said so far.
Well, I think that it's huge to say, and there's so much truth in when you procrastinate, it is self-sabotage. It's and no matter what, whether, because we have so many things that we need to get done. If we have this weighing heavy on our mind, no matter what our next task at hand is going to be, we're never going to be able to fully concentrate or focus or give the attention, or be able to use what God is giving us to move forward, because we're preventing ourselves from doing that. So like you said, being able to go do what God wants us to do, we're hindering ourselves in being able to do that if we don't sit back and go, wait a minute, let's figure out what's preventing us from doing it. Right?
Yes, good.
So
good.
I think there's absolute truth in that.
Okay, so we are on the same page, which I knew, but I wanted to get it said because others who are watching the replay will also resonate. How about you, Steph? I'm sure that I want to hear what you have to say about that one.
So I'm kind of obsessive compulsive when it comes to getting stuff done. So I don't usually procrastinate on anything. I have checklists, and if I don't get everything done on the checklist, I freak out a little bit. And I know that that's 100% my perfectionism that I'm still working through. But if it's something, if I don't do something and I realize, oh my gosh, I didn't do that today, it will be weighing on me until it's done. So I would have to say that procrastination is not really something that I struggle with. But I kind of wish I could calm down and lay back a little bit more.
Okay, I got it. I'll say a little bit something about that. Thank you. Christina, any comments on that for you? You and procrastination, you seeing it as both an act of self-abuse / sabotage on one hand, and on the other hand, it being a best friend because it is showing you something that needs to be revealed. Your thoughts, please.
Well, actually, a little bit of what Jennifer said and a little bit of what Stephanie said. I'm kind of like both of those, 50-50 combined.
Yeah. Okay. So we understand each other. I love that because you get a chance to see both ends of it. Now let's talk about this thing that you said, Stephanie, which is part of my point here. And that is that it weighs on you. Whether it's you procrastinating or not is not necessarily the issue. We don't have to put that label on, but what it is you wanting to do something, for whatever reason it's not getting done, and it causes a crink. It kind of stops the flow of your joy, of your momentum, and whatever else is the benefit that would come on the other side of you actually creating it. And so the reason I come to this procrastination and overwhelm for this particular talk, because again, the title of this talk is Soul Purpose, Divine Rocket Fuel for Success. When we are holding ourselves back, the go-to place is, why am I here in this lifetime? What is it that my soul path has been up until now, the good, bad, and the ugly, that has caused me to develop the talents I have, to develop the skills that I have, to heighten and strengthen aspects of my personality and my character that are emerging more and more and more with each incident that occurs over and over and over again. And again, Jennifer, I remember the story you shared, so I am just saying that the progression, the projection, and the process of our path from early childhood to where we are today is just filled with breadcrumbs and messages that say this is what you are, this is where you're going, this is why you are important, this is why you cannot stop, this is why you are here. And again, ad nauseum, I will say it again, now more than ever. Because the challenge that's being hit on so many people at this time requires that people like us come forward and say, yes, it hurts. Yes, it's confusing. Yes, it's uncertain. Yes, it's an unknown. However, there is a place within us where we will find the road to keep going. And I say that that road and that momentum and that courage and that resilience comes from understanding your soul purpose path. Now, in the description somewhere, there is mention of how do you know? How do you know that you're on your soul purpose path? Or how do you know what your soul purpose path is? My perception is that no matter what you're doing, you are on your soul purpose path because it is all part of what you are to experience here. However, the distinction is, are you living your highest expression of your soul purpose path? Are you bringing out the greatest aspect of you? Are you allowing yourself to keep pressing forward, calling yourself forward, pulling yourself forward to get out of your comfort zone? That is the question. And that's where the procrastination and the overwhelm become our friends if we're sensitive to them. And so the knowing of whether or not you are living your highest soul purpose path really comes from what I believe is the key evidence buster. And that is, does it make you happy? Does it make you happy? And if it doesn't, there are two things to look at. Do you need to change what you're doing, or do you need to reframe what you're doing and add something else that's going to balance it out for you? Because look, there are some people who are in soul-crushing jobs. I was just interviewed the other day on somebody's Facebook Live, and her title is Soul-Crushing Job, going from that to Rockstar Entrepreneur. That's her tagline for her series. Some people have to stay in that soul-crushing job, and they also need to be doing something parallel. And there are very important reasons why. So if you are not happy with what you're doing, the soul purpose path volume dial, you know, the dial on the volume inside of you, if you need to get it to the middle where there's a balance, where you, yes, recognize that this isn't the best of your choice in career or business or whatever, but you have to be pragmatic, you have to work with it, then put your emphasis, put your foot down, be bold, be courageous, love yourself, own and clarify more of your soul purpose path, and then find that other expression of you. And at some point, it's all going to balance out. Now, for those of you who are on very much your soul purpose path, like myself, I'm doing what I'm doing because I'll just say real quick, I had health issues as an infant. When I was a working adult, I wasn't employable because of my health issues. It drove me to study all kinds of self-help, self-development, spiritual development, intuition development, coaching development things, and bingo, here I am today. So I was bedridden many times in my life. I was fired many times in my life. It drove me to find, what am I here to do in this lifetime? What am I supposed to do with what was given to me? How do I have a thriving life? Fortunately, my soul in this lifetime didn't become self-destructive. Instead, I found a way to shine, rise up, to be a successful business owner. I say this because other people are experiencing versions of that right now. And what I'm saying is to drive you into that place where you accept what you have to do to keep going. Don't hate it. Don't shut it down. Don't feel like you're a failure. Don't feel like you're a prisoner. Don't feel like you'll never get out of it. Drop that entire persona and instead say, this is my soul purpose path. There is something else as where I'm headed, and I'm going to find the way by connecting to the God within. I call it intuition. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Whatever term works for you, make it work so you can get the most out of this talk that I'm giving. Bottom line is, we have a power within us that loves us, that is there for us, that we can access anytime. It's up to us to want us to have a thriving, happy life. And my caveat, my brand, is for people to see themselves as leaders, to see themselves as light leaders at this time. I just want to stop and ask both of you, how much time do I have so I can go over the remaining content?
You'll have about 7 minutes, because then that'll give us a little bit of time to have some conversation.
Okay, so saddle up, strap up. This is going to be fast. Here we go. I want to give you the 5 powers that I feel leaders, transformational models, catalysts today need to really get good at. And it has to do with going deep and getting your skills to access the God within, to access your intuition quickly and with greater skill. Power number 1, how to develop the accessibility to invisible, critical details of a situation. Your intuition, communing with God, will give you that answer. Power number 2, the confidence and courage to take action and to make decisions. You know the awfulness, I don't know if there is a word, but I'm saying it, the awfulness of being indecisive, of not knowing, of being in your head. By developing your connection to the God within, by developing your intuition, you will have the confidence and courage to take action, make decisions, be decisive. Power number 3, to have effective soul-aligned problem solving and conflict resolution. The soul-aligned part is where your connection to God, your connection to your intuition, developing that dial it in on demand answers are right there, so that the compassionate personal power is in fact connected to your spiritual connection. So power number 3, effective soul-aligned problem solving and conflict resolution. We have 2 more. Power number 4, having a flowing creativity for valuable, relevant strategies and implementation. And that's where this procrastination thing, that's where this overwhelm thing can be healed and helped when you have a stronger, reliable access to your intuition, to the God within that you have come to trust. And of course, I help people do all of this. The flowing creativity for valuable, relevant strategies and implementation. Those 2 words are important, because that means that whatever problem solving, whatever conflict resolution you are tuning into your intuition, you are tuning into the God within, is going to come up with something that is the arrow in the bullseye. You don't want a lot of static. You don't want a lot of gazillion options. You want what's going to work right now. That's what the essence of power number 4. The last power, power number 5, which is so critical right now, especially with this coming election here in the United States, is having rapid groundedness, clarity, and centered strength. Centered strength, even in pressured, high-stakes situations. There's a lot in that one that we can see is happening and is needed right now. Rapid groundedness, clarity, and centered strength, even in pressured, high-stakes situations. Those are the 5 powers that I encourage everyone, whether you work with me or you work with somebody else, or you just blitz out on YouTube, or you find every single freebie that you can on Google, go in the direction of strengthening these 5 powers for yourself. Which brings me, just tell me, Jen, is this a good time for me to talk about my free offer, or you want to do that later? What was that?
You can talk about it now.
Okay. My free offer, I particularly chose a free offer for everybody because of what is needed right now in our current times. And so what this is a day 1 video training of a 5-day video training product that is called Unleash Your Success Intuition Power Minicourse. Day 1 is going to cover these powers. It's going to flesh out how these powers play out in your day-to-day life, and to encourage you to, as I said, become more savvy, become more skilled at all of those. It also establishes a way for you to develop a sacred place within your home, like a already have such a thing. And what I am suggesting is that you practice grounding, anchoring, the feeling that you get when you go to your altar, when you go to that sacred place, in a designated place in your office, in your home, your car, or all of the above, and carry that feeling with you no matter what, so that you can call upon it at will. So this day 1 is just 1 of 5. However, there is so much in there, and it's called Sacred Space, Protection, and Safety. You developing the internal sacred space and the external environmental sacred space, your sense of protection, being protected by your God self, by the angels, the spirit teams, those who understand about their ancestor lineage spirits that are with them to protect them and love them. This will help you to dive into that more easily. And then safety. Right now, safety is a huge topic on so many levels. And so this video training series I specifically chose because I felt it would be a completely relevant toolkit for what is happening, not just now, not just past in the United States, the elections, but trust me, the rest of the year and the beginning of next year, all these skills are really going to be helpers for us. And so should I give them the link, Jen, or what do you want me to do now?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I think that there's two ways that we should do this. I think that you need to if you could put the link in the chat, put it in our chat box for those of us who are here. And
Okay.
then, do you know how to do that? Put the link in the chat?
Well, I'm looking to see how to get to the chat. So,
are you on a desktop computer or a laptop computer?
I am on a laptop.
So if you move your cursor down, usually it's down at the bottom, you'll see the bar pop up, and you'll see where you're mute in your camera. So yeah, if you punch in the chat, then you can put your link in there, and then we're able to put that take that link and copy it and put it elsewhere. But one other thing I would suggest that you do too is, because Stephanie does right now the social media accounts for us, is Stephanie will be able to take that link and she can add it to the Facebook page for us that advertises your presentation.
Yes.
And then that way, when people look on the Facebook Live and they go back and review it, we'll actually have it in the comments there for people to actually participate in. And then we can also, and then that way it'll help promote even further.
Wonderful. And I want to add that whether the person gets the full set or just simply this free day number one, no cost day number one, it does come with a 30-day session with me where I will help you customize the material in that day one or the full set so that you can use it right now to make a huge self-empowering boost to whatever's going on in your life. That automatically gets built in. And that is, just for the record, a $300 value. So that's my free offer to everybody.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I enjoyed, if I can just touch on something that you had mentioned to open up maybe a little bit of a conversation.
Sure.
The number 3 out of the 5, the one that I think resonates with me the most was the number 3, the soul aligned and conflict resolution, because I feel like if we're not in alignment and we don't have self-resolution for conflict with ourselves or with others, then I feel like our balance is off regardless. And when your balance is off like that, you're not able to listen to your intuition as well, or you're usually more resistant to God's direction in that. Back to your number 1 point. You don't have the confidence and courage because you're not thinking about you're so busy being unaligned, you're trying, maybe you reach out in ways you shouldn't be, like you act prideful, you're trying to make it look like confidence, but it's not. It's because you're lacking something. You don't have the balance you need. And then again, for me, the soul aligned and conflict resolution is important, the most important too, because when we're not in alignment, we can't allow our creativity to flow. We can't openly allow that because we've got so many things underlying in our mentally, emotionally, spiritually, maybe medically, whatever it is that's out of alignment and out of balance contributes to the hindrance of us moving forward in a creative fashion. At least that's been my experience. I mean, maybe other people are different, but I can't 100% give myself in that capacity that you had mentioned. So those are just my thoughts for some of that.
Yeah, may I comment to that? Because I want to hear from Steph and Christina, but may I give a response to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what also happens, and I believe this is true to the spiritual galactic transformation and transition of consciousness that's taking place right now, is that if you do that, if you are not soul aligned and you are coming more from programmed ego or programmed sense of the you think you should be to be accepted by others, what is happening is there may be, depending on your soul purpose path, there may be a abandoning of self. There may be a betraying of self. There may be a self-hatred even that is taking place at a deep level because you are showing up as someone that is not authentic and true to your nature. And I feel that now in our times, those kinds of, what shall I call it? Those kinds of manifestations and ways that we relate to ourselves, we are not given as much wiggle room as we did in the past. I feel that the backlash is much faster when people are not being true to themselves nowadays. I think that the intensity of what's happening right now is giving us an opportunity to step back and say, wait a minute, this is not the world I want to live in. What can I do to help? And in that inquiry, one has to look at oneself and say, well, how am I not being the truth, the love, the way? How am I not being the model of the higher path where there's still power? There's still personal power. I mean, look at me. I'm not a doormat. I am firm in who I am. However, I do my best to speak my truth with heart. And the only reason I said that about doormat and me is because I was a doormat. In those earlier years when I was so sick, I mean, I don't think I started to get answers to my illnesses until I was about 40 years old. So for all that time, I was giving my power away because I was so sick, so beaten down, so confused as to how I was going to survive in this world. And then the point is that there are people now who feel helpless, hopeless. They feel like they have to suck it up. They feel like they have to swallow stuff that they know isn't truth, and they don't know what to do. And I'm saying that that soul-aligned one that you highlighted, Jennifer, is a very important one for people to hold on to like an SOS raft and just trust that God, their intuition, will show them how to be safe, to be protected, to hold their sacred space, be true to themselves, and move through the life that we are being presented with right now. So who else? Steph, what about you as far as those powers?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed all of them for sure. The alignment definitely is very important because I always have considered alignment with passion almost. So like if you're passionate about something, you're probably aligned with whatever you're doing, right? So if you're not passionate about it, there's some kind of misalignment or misunderstanding or something missing there. And so for me, I've always considered passion kind of my version of alignment. So if I'm not passionate about it, then I know, well, why am I doing it then? Like, what's the point? And so I'll evaluate and see where's that passion really at right now. And so I don't know if that's the same thing, but that's how I feel.
Well, the relevance and how it does fit, and all I see is your head. Can you, there we go. I still just see your head. Now I see a chin. Now I see shoulders. Okay. That's yes, because you are so committed to following your passion. And the key is for people to be more like you so that they, and you know, all of us, not just you, and all of us that are here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what Christina has to say, that allows us to honor, stand up for, be unequivocal about, be non-negotiable about, that which we are passionate about will get airplay in our lives. because the pain, the suffering, and I think the opportunity that's being presented today is for people who have been stuffing and hiding, being ashamed of, putting in the closet, shoving under the rug, the things that they're really passionate about. That's what I'm saying is erupting right now, that we just don't have that luxury anymore. Thank God. We don't have that luxury anymore. We have to take a stand for who and what we are, what we're made of, what we're passionate about, what our core values are, what our standards are. So yes, what you say, given what I'm talking about, is very much a fit. Do you see the segue there? Yeah, great. Okay, Christina, you're up.
Okay, there's a lot here, but it's good. It's all good. I actually really needed this, and I love what Stephanie was saying about passion, and that's what I've always told both I have 2 grown daughters, and I told them both, whatever you decide to do for a career, they're 33 and 25, make sure you love what you do, you're passionate about it, because you can be making 6 figures a year and hate what you do. So then it feels like work, right? So like with me, I love what I do, so it doesn't even feel like work because I'm passionate about it. But I really did need to hear this, and I'm glad I hopped on because I had something else, but I'm like, no, I've got to do this because I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I'm 49 years old, and I'm getting ready to take action and make a decision, which is number 2, in opening a new venture, actually jumping into it with my daughter, my 33-year-old daughter, who we're going to be partners in, doing something that we're both passionate about. It's really not going to be about the money part at all. It's really our outlet. It's fitness, and it's basically opening a it's already open, but taking over a women's gym, which both Stephanie, you and Jennifer both know about. But I've been asking for a lot of prayer from my sisters and clarification, asking God first. Is this door something you want us to walk through? Because it's a franchise, and there's like a 200-page application, and there's a lot of red tape. But I figured, both my daughter and I said, you know what, if this is meant to be, it's going to go through the lease and everything. And if not, then that's okay too. But turning the outlet we have for fitness was our way to release of everything, emotional and physical and all that. But turning that into a business now. So being able to take action and step through it. I had a little fear, but I'm going to have faith over fear and just do it. And yeah, I just really needed this. So thank you.
You're welcome. And so actually, I really want to put a plug in for my freebie that you please get it. The reason is, bye, Jen. What is it? I have to jump off. Okay, this will be finished soon. Okay. Thank you, Sasha. Okay. Should I say goodbye to you, Jen? Should I give you a kiss goodbye? Goodbye. Christina, when you open up the sales page of this thing and get your free offer, day number 2 is going to help you to even more quickly start transmuting those emotions that come up. Day 3 and 4 help you to ask questions of your intuition, of the God within. And I can really see you going down a list of the questions that you do rightfully need answers for as you are choosing the most strategic, cost-effective way to proceed here. And by you learning how to form the questions and how to read the answers that God is giving you, you'll be able to use the techniques that I give in there in addition to what you already do. So it's just a suggestion. You'll know. I mean, as soon as you look at the page, either it feels really like, wow, this was guided, or so. But I did want to, and it's only $37. The whole set is only $37, so it's an easy peasy kind of thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And you get 30 minutes with me. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sasha, for speaking today. And thank you for everybody joining us on Facebook Live, as well as thank you for joining us here on the Empower Hour call. And we look forward to having more further discussion on the Facebook page. Otherwise, we will see you again next week. Is our next Empower Hour is next week on Thursday night, and then we have another one on Friday afternoon. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you have any questions for Sasha or interested in her freebie, please see the Facebook posting. I've already posted the website to go ahead and go into. All right, thanks guys, and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Christina. Good luck, sweetie.
Bye. Thank you.